And once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Chase Gymnasium, home of the Eagles and the Red Sea. Tonight's game is a Pac West Conference matchup featuring visiting Azusa Pacific and your Biola Eagles. Tonight's officials, Juan Corral, Kevin Smith, and John Paul Guerrero. And now, would all fans please rise and join us for prayer? And remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by David Chung, Biola Conservatory of Music alumnus and classical singer. Let's pray. Dear Lord, please bless today's game, our opponent, our team, and all watching. Thank you for the opportunity to compete, and may what happens on the court go for your glory. Please keep everyone safe from injury and illness. We pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the bursting in air came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does their star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
It's the matchup we've all been waiting for. Circle the calendar, it's finally here. The Cornerstone Cup at Chase Gymnasium. It's Azusa, it's Biola. Let's get right to it. A rivalry dating back to 1966. It's Jake Macias on the call alongside Aaron Rollins, the GOAT. Great to have you here with me tonight. How are we feeling?
Good to be with you, Jake. This is an all-time matchup between the APU Cougars and your Biola Eagles. Let's get ready for a beautiful game of basketball.
Let's get ready and let's get right to it. Kick it off with the West Coast Sand and Gravel pregame report. We'll kick it off with the Azusa Pacific Cougars. 11-10 so far this year, 6-7 in conference. Aaron, this team's really spread out when it comes to scoring. 6 players right around that 10-point per game mark.
APU does a really good job. They also have really good bench scorers, including Charlie Gaylor. He comes off the bench, is very efficient, and that's what the Eagles have to watch out for. Don't let off the gas when the APU bench comes into play.
Yeah, we'll talk about their depth as the game goes on. We talk about what teams are known for. It's the defense of the Cougars that stands out. 3rd overall in the Pac West. It's a well-rounded squad that blocks shots and forces plenty of turnovers, partner.
They have a lot of tall players on their team, and they love to be inside the paint. Don't let the Eagles get inside the paint, I assume, is the statement for the APU Cougars, especially on the offensive side.
And Azusa, they love to move the ball. They're second in the conference in total assists. Most of their looks are coming from the outside in. A lot of shots inside that 10-foot mark. The player to watch for Azusa, number 10, Maui Z. He's responsible for almost 90 of those total assists. One of those guys that finds his teammates and takes care of the ball well, Aaron. Moving on, though, to the Eagles, 15-6. A good squad overall, 9-4 in conference. They have offensive weapons all over the floor. You got guys like Casey Capo, Eric Howland, Davian Brown, just to name a few, partner.
Yeah, and don't think we forgot about Daniel Esparza. That man, he has been red hot. 30 points just 2 nights ago against Westmont in an 89-82 win. And over the last 3 games, 84 total points. So APU's got to watch out for the red hot Daniel Esparza.
That's right, and with the absence of Nathan Medina, Daniel Esparza has been that guy that has stepped up. It used to be that 1-2 punch with Esparza Medina. It's the Esparza show within the past few games. You mentioned how hot he's been. Let's see if that carries on to this Azusa game. That Eagles defense, though, they've been stellar all year long. Facundo Aranda comes to mind. He's been a problem against any opponent they face, Aaron.
This Eagles defense has been stellar. Now, they force a lot of turnovers, but they themselves turn the ball over a lot. So the Genesee key to the game for the Eagles, keep control of the basketball. Don't turn the ball over. Don't give APU chances they don't deserve.
Well, here we go. A rivalry dating back almost 70 years is just about underway. The Cornerstone Cup is finally here. Azusa wins the tip. I mentioned this team sharing the ball so much from the outside in. We'll see what they do here. It is Maui Z with that pass. Almost the assist off the shot clock. Going the other way.
And this Chase Gymnasium Eagles crowd is fired up. I don't see one person sitting down.
It's unlike anything that we could ever see in this conference. A game that we always look forward to year after year. Unfortunately, Aaron, it's our 4th time now doing this. What a blast it's been, and hopefully it sticks this year too. I have no doubt in my mind that it will. Davian Brown, Esparza red hot, a heat check off the mark. Rebound Casey Capo underneath. Eric Allen up top on the wing. Casey Capo has been the floor general, the mid-range shot long.
Shot selection for the Eagles. We do expect them to drive it into the paint. We did mention APU is really good defense inside the arc. So establishing that 3-point game early for the Eagles.
That one's way left. Looked like a good quality shot. Esparza loses it. Ripped away from Z. Finds the dump down. And the first bucket of the Cornerstone Cup.
And there it was, got to take care of the basketball. A rare turnover from Daniel Esparza, but as one of the main ball handlers, he's almost always a sure hand.
Casey Capo from the key. Give it up to Eric Allen. Catch and shoot 3 off the mark. Jordan Hansen with the board. Z working on Capo, finds him down low. Can't get the assist. Ball's loose. Uniforms everywhere. Eric Allen takes over. Capo nowhere to go. Dumps it up top. Eric Allen. Already a missed shot, trying to fix it. Facundo Aranda from way downtown. No good. Poked away from Esparza. Back out to Esparza for the triple. You bet. To a great start.
Daniel Esparza, sneaky like Jose Alvarado, gets the steal, gets the 3, bada bing, bada boom.
Esparza trying to have another big night. We talk about how many points he's been scoring the past few games. Ripped away from the man himself. A 1-on-2, a floater, his bread and butter, no good. Off the Cougars, it's gonna stay with the Eagles.
And there's the defense of the Eagles, relentless. Doesn't matter where the ball is on the floor, they will always go after it.
Davian Brown on the inbound to Casey Capo in the corner. Both teams playing at a even tempo. They like to play quick. As they got Capo again at the key. Had Davian Brown on the back door. Catch and shoot three. Oh my! Casey Capo.
And APU decided to go with a zone defense there. Can't leave Casey Capo open though. We've seen what he's done against these Cougars.
Yes, we have. And we'll talk about it later, but we all know what he's done against Azusa. A game that you can't forget. Z for the triple. Oh yeah. Now he's Z, the player to watch. Knocks it in for three.
Good possession by the Cougars. Strong, confident shot from Z.
Esparza up top, flashing through. Capo back to Esparza. And a foot on the line. Another turnover for Esparza. And that crowd, you can hear it from our mics. That's how loud it is in here.
And mind you, that's the APU fans. So they're getting loud. They're visiting Chase Gymnasium. And now the Eagles fans decide to respond.
Z from way downtown off the mark. Almost in and out. Davian Brown from the corner. Scrappy rebound, ball's loose again. Cougars stick with it. Chris Gales Jr. driving on Facundo Aranda. Circling the hoop. Nowhere to go and too many steps. Aranda's pesky and we'll have our first media timeout. A close one here in Chase Gymnasium. 6-5 Eagles. We'll be right back with you.
West Coast Sand and Gravel, the proud sponsor of Biola Athletics. West Coast Sand and Gravel is a wonderful and natural partnership since the company shares the same vision and faith-based values as Biola University. The company has been in business since 1968 and serves California and Phoenix with third import and export. Environmental waste hauling, sports field products, and other construction needs. Thank you, West Coast Sand and Gravel, for your support of Biola men's basketball and all of Biola Athletics.
Well, Aaron, we knew this one would be intense to say the least. Not this intense, though. It's been a scrappy game so far. A 1-point lead for the Eagles as they'll have possession with about 15 and a half left to go. Davian Brown up top, proven to be a leader of this team as a transfer. Eric Allen all alone in the corner. They got Capo, who recently made that three-pointer. Aranda driving through. Finds Esparza in the corner. Gets his own miss. Extra pass, Aranda. Dashing through, good feed to Capo. The pump fake. Earns him 2 shots at the line. The first few free throws of the night, and the first team foul for Azusa.
Perfect patience there from Casey Capo. Knew he had 2 guys inside. They went up quick. He just waited to take his shot and earns himself 2 free throws.
And I remember watching him throughout his career here at Biola. He's always had that poise, that confidence in him, even in his first year, as that first one's good. I remember talking about him in his first season as an Eagle, and we mentioned he played like a 5th-year senior. So much confidence, so much patience. As Casey Capo has been the leader of the Eagles team. And he rattles that one in and out. Some pressure here from Biola. Cougars get out of it. Some post work underneath. A mismatch in size. And an easy deuce for Michael Saba.
Got the mismatch, got to work on it.
A lot of size on this Cougar team. Borderline zone. It is man-to-man, but actually, it looks to be a zone. They give it to Davian Brown in the corner. And it should be a travel, and it is. That's number 15, Chris Gales Jr. getting called for the travel after getting his own board.
Eagles don't face the zone defense too much, so I wonder if it's something they work on pretty consistently.
The inbound pass. The retreat pass to Eric Allen. I expect to see a lot of three-pointers from the Eagles as Arana lets one go. Haven't gotten much going for them so far. Casey Capo underneath. 10 left on the shot clock. Brown out to Howland. He wants a three, no good. Good rebound by Casey Capo. We'll start over. Too much contact up top. It's Gales Jr. again. His first, second team. Couple substitutions. Chris Harris, Hunter Ruck checking in for the Eagles. For Azusa, it's Trevon Martin.
It will be interesting to see how head coach Dave Holmquist goes about his substitutions, when he times them up, when he wants everyone on the floor.
They find Ruck up top. Chris Harris has been excellent when he's in the game. Both sides of the ball, a two-way player. Howland with 1 second left to shoot. He's up a three. Back iron almost in. Would have been crazy. Tie game. Charlie Geller up top. Talk about how much passing they do from beyond the arc. Spot up three. Long again, seems to be the miss for both teams. Outlet pass to Chris Harris, one-on-one. Good defense, stripped away. Cougars pushing it up the lob. No good on the finish. And a rebound for Eric Allen. They're not slowing down. They give it to Brown. Catch and shoot three. Oh my! Davian Brown ends the cold streak, his first bucket.
And that is defense to offense right there for the Eagles. Good fast break out in transition.
Foul on reach, looks like, on Eric Howland. On the ball, his first. As Garrison Sherman. You talk about him being a fan favorite. I'm sure it's even more today.
I'm just waiting to hear the fire me up Gary.
And Scotty McDowell also in the game for the Eagles. It's a big size difference. Charlie Geller, 6'4". McDowell, a pest up top. Michael Saba on Hunter Ruck. 5 left to go. And a whistle called on the floor.
If you're Hunter Ruck, got to keep at least one hand in the air. Called for a reach-in foul.
We hadn't had the chance to see Hunter Ruck too much this year. He was battling injuries, finally healthy, getting his fair share of minutes so far now. Looked good so far. There's another three-pointer, another miss. Another cold streak here for both teams, similar to what we saw in the women's game. Same pattern here. McDowell all alone. Esparza, you can't leave him open. He's gonna make him pay, but he doesn't. Looked like it was in from my perspective. Instead, tipped away. It's gonna stay with Biola. 3-point lead for the Eagles with 11.5 left to go. We'll be right back with you.
Genesee Nutrition is a proud partner of Biola Athletics. Genesee Nutrition is a family-owned, Colorado-based company on a mission to redefine what a protein bar can be. They believe in making every bite count, crafting bars that are not only healthy but also delicious. Genesee Nutrition, the official protein snack provider of Biola Athletics.
Well, it's been a scrappy game so far. A defensive battle early on in this first half. 20% field goal percentage for both teams. That's why it's been so close. 3 for 10 for Azusa, 3 for 15 for Biola. Hunter Ruck flashing up top. They got Sherman now. So it's really a matter of who's going to be able to get the run taken care of. A scoreless run, that is. Chris Harris catch and shoot short. Seemed to be the miss today. A lot of short shots, either that or long, and it's only a matter of time before these shots start to fall in.
I think that one might have gotten deflected. He usually has this side spin on his three-point shot. That one kind of a knuckleball.
So another turnover for Azusa in the hands of the Eagles. A risky pass that one was. When you look at it, dude, three-point shooting has been a huge difference. Eagles have had 14 shots from beyond the arc. Azusa's only had 5. So a 9-shot difference for 3. Ruck back over to Howland. Davian Brown dancing through on top. From the corner. No good again.
If you're the Eagles, you can't fall in love with the three-point ball.
It's going the other way. Hunter Ruck taking one for the team. And taking the charge is Julian Franklin. Makes his way in for Chris Harris.
You see that one from a mile away. Way to work, Hunter Ruck. Taking one for the team. Eagles.
It's been great watching Franklin, too. We talk about how he's D1 background and a lot of experience in high-intensity games. Perfect for a game like this. Allen struggling to find some room, dancing through, up to Capo. Diving through, and a good finish with the right. It's Gary with the bucket.
And there's the quick feet from Garrison Sherman. He is so fast on that first step. And in that possession, all 6'7" frame.
Azusa trying to respond, down 5. A low-scoring game so far. Long 3, got it. Charlie Geller.
And that's the man you got to watch out for if you're the Eagles. He comes off the bench.
Cutting the lead to 2. 9.5 left to go. Brown driving through, kicks it out. Capo, extra pass, Franklin. From the free throw line. A pretty free shot for Julian Franklin.
If it's there, Julian Franklin will take that shot 10 times out of 10 times.
Ooh, a good Euro, but no good on the finish. Looked good from A to Y, but not Z. Howland, hop step. He's just too good from underneath. And a timeout on the floor. Eric Howland responds as they take a 6-point lead, 16-10. About 8.5 left to go. We'll be right back with you. It's been a scrappy battle so far as had a lot of new subs coming in, and Azusa trying to make their way down low, but the ball's loose. It's going to stay with the Cougars. Talk about how long this rivalry's dated back since the 60s, and it's been scrappy. It seems like every single year. This one, no different. It's Z underneath. Dumps it down, Caleb Taylor. Too big. All 6'11" of Caleb Taylor to get those 2 points. Franklin down low. Capo, a good cut. Too easy. Capo's up to 6, leads the team. Dashing through on the baseline. Oh, a fancy finish for Chris Gales Jr.
Good play, reminds me of Draymond Green. The give and go.
Brown driving through. You got Howland. You got a three. Howland's first three-pointer of the night. 21-14. When Azusa scores, the Eagles score more. Z trying to use Taylor. Finally gets the screen. 10 left to go. Long three-pointer. Ball's loose. 4 left on the clock. It's going to be Eagle basketball. And we'll have another media timeout. Eagles making a little bit of a run. 24-14. 7 left to go. Welcome back after this media timeout. It's been a short Eagles run with about 7 minutes left to go. Want to send in your shout out? Feel free to do so. If you got a favorite player, favorite coach, favorite team, let us know where you're rooting for, or from, excuse me. It's eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. Again, it's eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. We'd love to shout you out. Esparza back into this game. Talk about how good he's been lately. Here comes a trap on Franklin. He gets through it. No look pass from Esparza. And 2 free throws. That jam won't count from Capo. It'll be 2 free throws for Eric Howland.
Looks like all the passers for the Eagles are in their bag tonight. They have had incredible no-look passes, perfect pocket passes.
And that's been Esparza's game his whole career. He's so flashy with his passes, and they work so well as that one swirls the iron. Eric Howland's been very good from the line this year. Not too many free throws so far this game, though. Just cashes in on that one. Z. Still trying to get his groove going. Poked from Capo. Had him underneath. Decides to go to the right side. Almost makes Akunda Aranda fall, and he knocks it in. Have mercy. Chris Gales Jr.
That's a good move. And more importantly, knocking down that three. Putting some momentum back in the sails for the Cougars.
Had me stumbling on my own words. That was so good. Esparza up top. Capo, a big body. That's what he does best. 8 points for him. Eagles are doing so good at hedging these screens. Contested mid-range, good. Crafty shot from Jordan Hanson right over Julian Franklin.
I imagine that will be most of APU's shot selection tonight. Eagles crowd in the paint.
100%, only 8 3-pointers so far this game. Biola with double that in 16. Bullying through the paint. Rejected at the end. There's got to be a mismatch somewhere. Catch and shoot, long three. Into the hands of Gales Jr. Another three for Azusa. Air ball. They're going to hear that one. We're 5 minutes away from halftime. Dancing through. Shifty Eric Howland kicks it to Capo, who finishes it for 2. textbook street ball from the Eagles.
And Daniel Esparza cheesing after that one. He knows what incredible find that was from Eric Howland. Wow.
His team playing with some confidence within the last few minutes. A mismatch underneath. Over the shoulder, poked away. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. And 4 substitutions. Davian Brown, Garrison Sherman in for the Eagles. Dean Abdur-Rahman also in the game for the Cougars. And Trevon Martin as well. Excuse me, Trevin Martin. And a whistle call. Looks like we'll have 7 seconds on the shot clock. Actually, they're going to reset it. It's going to be a foul on Esparza, his first. So a lot more time now for the Cougars to get a shot up. Aranda got a hand on it. Scared about 10 of those Red Sea members. The ball was going right at him.
There are the pesky hands of Facundo Aranda. We talked about him in the pregame, an incredible defender.
Over Aranda, and there's that defense you talk about, Aaron. Not even close. Too contested.
Usually the first step from the offensive player too quick, but Facundo Aranda can recover so well. He's one of the fastest guys I've ever seen on the basketball court.
Brown taking the contact, dumps it down low. Capo loses it. Sherman recovers, and they give it up again. Timeout on the floor. Some good basketball other than that last possession. 26-19, Eagles up, under 4 to go.
There was a beautiful crossover move from Giles Jr. Knocked down the 3. Eric Howland showing what he can do on the feed to Capo inside.
The passing for the Eagles has looked great, especially underneath. A lot of these no-look passes that you talked about, dumping it down low, and a lot of good looks from inside that 5-foot mark. It's been a good game so far for both teams. I think passing might be it, really. Limiting turnovers, like you mentioned. It all comes down to passing. We'll see what they do. Azusa will have the ball here with 4 minutes left to go. So give it up to Trevin Martin. Howland looked to be straight up. I'm gonna call him for the blocking foul.
Got our first shout out of the night from Justin Johnson, the assistant head coach of the track and field program here at Biola. He says, "Let's go Eagles. Keep the pressure on. Hashtag run the floor."
Running the floor, they have been. It's been a high-tempo game so far for both teams. Back and forth. This Eagles defense pesky, but not pesky enough on that possession. A deuce from right under the hoop. 5-point game.
Interesting switch up for APU. They're now a man-to-man defense.
Gets it poked away. They stay with it. Esparza out to the corner. Good pump fake from Sherman. Bullying through. Taking the contact. And he'll have 2. Garrison Sherman, too, has been so special. Had the chance to talk to the coaching staff of the Eagles before the season started. I asked, what's one guy on the team that stands out to you that you could think would make an impact at the D1 level? They all unanimously said Garrison Sherman. He's got the size, the speed. He's just got to put in the extra effort to be able to make it to that point. But so far, so good in an Eagles uniform. Capo loses it. Off 2 Eagles and 2 free throws. This one for Chris Gales Jr. Mentioned not that many free throws so far this game. In fact, this is going to be Azusa's first trip to the line, Aaron. The Eagles only have had 4. They've only made 2 of them.
The interior defense for the Eagles has been pretty impeccable so far.
It's been great because usually that's how a lot of Azusa's points are scored, from getting contact and getting to the line. The Eagles' defense has been textbook, as that first free throw is good for the Cougars. Second chance efforts too for Biola has been a reason why they've had this lead. It's been a close game so far. Both teams haven't shot the ball particularly well. Long and in the hands of Sherman. So 4-point game, a very low scoring game so far. We've seen almost 100 balls from the Eagles. Not so much in this one. A lot of contact. The question was, is that considered a shot? Should be. And it will be. Davian Brown, 2 chances.
Looked like they were all over him there. But we only have one perspective.
Brown's been so good. He's taking contact so well. We talk about him being the hustle guy for the Eagles, getting those second chance points, laying out for balls. He's been arguably the most fun player to watch from my opinion for the Eagles. Cans that one in. Chance to go 2 for 2. Really a leader of this team, a facilitator. Him and Esparza, they take care of the ball so well. Brown silences the crowd. Back to a 6-point lead. Capo leads the Eagles in scoring with 10. A full court press. Adore Rockman gets through it, and Z takes it up. A lot of hedging on these screens. Oh, the putback dunk for Trevin Martin.
What a beautiful play there from Trevin Martin on the miss, unguarded. Free track to the rim. Showed off.
Eagles trying to find a way to respond. Momentum in favor of Azusa. Avoids the turnover. Capo in the post, his bread and butter, count it. Plus the foul. Casey Capo doing what he does best. 12 points for him. Just so fluid underneath with his post moves. His footwork has just gotten better and better over the years. So many and ones for Casey Capo as an Eagle. Here's that putback slam, that uncontested rebound that you talked about. No one was there to box him out. Trevin Martin getting up high.
Head coach Peter Bond for APU asking just some clarification. Trevin Martin took a shot to the face. I think he was just asking for a review. Totally understandable. Want to protect your players as Capo completes the 3-point play.
And a big reason why they do that is because if they're able to review it, it's a chance for a flagrant foul, which means they get shots at the line and the ball. And considering how close this game is, every bucket counts. Under 2 minutes left to go. Davian Brown should have had it. Hop step rejected, and a jump ball. Chris Harris all over it.
Chris Harris, wow.
So athletic. Michael Saba with that shot, 6'8" to Chris Harris's 6'4". Does not matter. Esparza up top, taking his time. Trying to get Davian Brown underneath. Nowhere to go. Esparza with 10 to shoot. Out to the corner, Chris Harris. Off the mark, long. Going the other way. Again, another conversation between head coach Peter Bond and the officiating crew. Bond successful so far as a coach for the Cougars. They get it in, and they're able to break the press. Z calling his shot, taking the screen from Saba. Gales pulls up and knocks it down. He goes, my bad, because the crowd fooled him. Doesn't matter, he knocked it in. 4-point game, under a minute left.
2-for-1 opportunity for the Eagles. They get a shot up quick.
Unbelievable from Casey Capo. Throw zone. 15 points for the captain. And they're going to get the last shot.
Smart play there from Mao EZ.
17 seconds left to go. They're going to hold on to the last shot. Gales, 6 left to go. Dumps it down low. And a whistle called. Looked like all ball on Sherman. Instead, 2 free throws for the Cougars. 4.2 seconds left on the game clock. So potentially a shot here for the Eagles to get that last one before that buzzer. Seen it before. Off front iron.
And if that second free throw doesn't go, got to secure the rebound.
Tobias Izine into the game for the Cougars for the first time. 4 seconds left and a timeout called. We'll see what Coach Dave Holmquist draws up. Again, 4.2 seconds. We'll be right back after this quick break. Eagles have been very strong so far offensively with leaders like Casey Capo, who we talked about, shimmying and putting in the work to get the easy buckets. However, it's been Azusa who's been battling back and keeping this thing close. It's 33-28 with 4.2 seconds left. A chance for the Eagles to get a last-second heave. And no better guy to do it than Casey Capo. We talked about what he did against Azusa last year. Against Azusa, at Azusa, Capo was able to knock in a buzzer beater 3 to defeat the Cougars, who at the time were one of the best teams in the Pac West. An incredible moment for Casey Capo. Stakes aren't as high here before the half. Quarterback throw out to Harris. It'll count off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half. A low-scoring game, 33-28. 30% from the field is Azusa for 3. I'd like to see some more three-pointers from them, Aaron.
They're only 4 shots behind the Eagles' pace from three-point land. Eagles 22%, 4 for 18, 41% from the floor. Pretty even all the way around. Rebounding has been the thing that has kept Biola, given them more opportunities to score. They have 3 more offensive rebounds than the Cougars do.
It's all going to come down to the adjustments that are going to be made at halftime. We'll be right back with you. A 15-minute break, and we'll be right back in action.
Every Biola University alumni. And now to the floor, Biola men's basketball. Thank you for your contributions to Biola University on and off the court. And now it's time to acknowledge the recent successes of a couple of our current Biola athletics programs. First up, Biola Women's Water Polo, your 2024 Western Water Polo Association champions. The Eagles scored their second consecutive conference crown, along with their second trip to the national tournament. Congratulations, Women's Water Polo. And next up, we have Women's Cross Country, your 2024 Pac-West Conference champions. Women's Cross Country completed their three-peat this year, defending their title as conference champions once again. The team went on to place third at regionals and 26th at nationals. Ladies and gentlemen, Women's Cross Country. Once again, thank you to all of our alumni joining us tonight. We thank you for your contributions to our community here at Biola University.
We're about 1 minute away from going underway into the second half. It's been a scrappy battle nonetheless, 33-28 in favor of the Eagles. A couple things to point out through the half is really the overall field goal percentage for both teams, Aaron. They haven't really been able to make much. What do they need to do differently?
Well, the ball movement's been really good on both sides. The defense of both teams has stepped up. Well, the Eagles have scored 33 points and the Cougars, they're 28. The defense has really been a headliner so far. Both of these teams taking care of the basketball, trying to limit turnovers. 6 for the Cougars, 5 for the Eagles.
And we talk about the depth of both teams. Only 4 bench points for Biola, 7 for Azusa. What did they need to do differently? It looks like it's not really aligning with what we were saying in the pregame report.
Charlie Geller, he has been the offensive weapon off the bench for APU. He's only at 5 points for the Cougars. And then for the Eagles, it's Garrison Sherman. He's done a really good job on the floor overall. He has 2 personal fouls. And I would expect Chris Harris to start being able to hit shots from downtown. He's only taken 3 threes. He's missed all 3 of them. But other than that, Julian Franklin could step up as well. Like you mentioned, the D1 talent coming over as a grad student.
You can't forget about the captain, though, Casey Capo, who is already in the lead in this game with 15 total points. He's been a menace everywhere. It's been the defense, though, for both teams that stepped up big. I talked about it right before half. What adjustments do both teams need to make to get the win? We'll see what they end up doing. Azusa starts it off in the second half as Aranda continues to apply pressure all game long, something he's done his entire time as an Eagle. Dumps it down, Caleb Taylor. Good extra pass and a good find from the big man.
I think Davian Brown got lost in the sauce there.
Almost a cookie.
Back to the zone for APU.
Makes sense, too, with the struggles from beyond the arc. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't want to go with the zone. They got Brown underneath, only 5 left to shoot. Nobody's on him for 3. Can't do it. You can't leave him that open.
He had all the time to think about that one, and Davian Brown made him pay.
8 points for number 0. And a good start for the Eagles. Azusa trying to respond with a three of their own. Running down and working down in the post. Loses it, going the other way.
And there's the defense of Eric Howland, proven to be too much.
Jordan Hansen, the junior, the 6'6 junior, loses that one and trying to bounce back here on this defensive possession for the Cougars. As it's right around that 6-point mark. It seems to be the limit of a lead for the Eagles. A back and forth game. Trying to pull away. Capo, good pump fake. Somehow in the hands of Davian Brown. Capo turns around, looks at the hoop and knocks it in. A free present, it's not even Christmas.
And this is the Eagles' largest lead, 8 points. Tied with their largest lead, 8 points. Eagles get a stop.
Dashing through, hop step, no good. Good rebound from Casey Capo.
You talk about the defense of Eric Howland, and he showed it there.
Esparza, the three. Almost the bank shot.
Don't mind that shot from Esparza. We know he's hot. They've given you shots inside the arc all night in the second half.
A lob to Taylor, poked away, oh, and that was all ball. But they're gonna give it to Azusa, and the crowd's gonna let him know.
Might be able to get a replay of that one, just to get an idea maybe of the ref's point of view.
Looks like they're just gonna stick with what they got. It's gonna be Azusa basketball underneath. Eagles' biggest lead of the night with 8. There it is. Another run for Facundo Aranda, dashing through everybody, and another foul on the ground. Aranda saying, I shot that ball, but it looks like they're gonna call it before. And an inbounds underneath for the Eagles.
And that call was interesting as well because ultimately ended up with the ball was Charlie Geller.
Geller gets drawn up for the foul. It's his third at the beginning of the second half. Howland dashing through, scoops it up with the right and in. Crafty from number 3.
And there's the 10-point margin, the double-digit lead that has evaded the Eagles all night.
Z driving through, undersized, out to the corner. This is the saga of missed shots from Azusa. Esparza all alone. Too easy. And a timeout called.
What a find by Facundo Aranda. Passed it over the head of Z into the hands of Daniel Esparza. And there's the speed of the Eagles. They're up 12. We'll be back. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A La Mirada. If you're hungry or looking for a treat after the game, head over by the I-5 and Firestone Boulevard to Chick-fil-A La Mirada. We're serving you as always our pleasure. Speaking of a serve, that last assist from Facundo Aranda right over the head of Z.
Esparza smirking and smiling into his 12-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Eagles. As we're about 16 and a half left to go in this game.
A 3-minute scoreless drought for the Cougars.
Arana was everywhere. Too much contact, and he's pleading his case. That's 2 fouls really quick. Z's had a great game so far, not necessarily with scoring, but just moving the ball around really well. We talked about it in the pregame. There is Z underneath. Extra pass. Out to the wing, all alone, easy flush. Michael Saba. Ten-point lead. Trying to keep it that way if you're Biola.
It's always cool to see, doesn't matter what team, throw one down, and that was with authority.
10 left to shoot. Up top of the key, it's Casey Capo. Esparza. Good hezzy, a floater. That's all day. Worked on that shot all season, all off season, and it's paying off here in the Cornerstone Cup.
Self-proclaimed gym rat is Daniel Esparza, and he's proven it these last 3 games, and he's proven it tonight.
Whistle called. Eric Allen, not happy with that one. A lot of these tic-tac fouls within the past few minutes is Howland's disagreeing with that call. A 12-point lead nonetheless for the Eagles.
Understandable, that is Eric's 3rd foul.
And immediate timeout. Eagles up 12. We'll be right back after the short break. Cornerstone Cup presented by West Coast Sand and Gravel. It's been a back and forth battle and an Eagle lead so far, as we got another shout out here from Natalie Garcia. Cheering on from San Francisco for Chris Gale Jr. Hashtag Go Cougars, hashtag Go Babe. I love it. If you guys want to send in your shout outs, it's eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. Let us know where you're rooting for, who you're rooting from. Be happy to shout you out. Again, it's eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. So it'll be an Azusa Pacific inbound pass. And it'll be Z up top. Another one of these tic-tac fouls that I can't disagree with anymore. His body's completely moving the other way. There's no momentum on him. Maybe that's just the bias in me.
Only thing I can think of is that arm's not out. It's across the...
Tries to get the tip, no good. Tries it again, no good. Tries it again, no good. But a foul called. Back-to-back-to-back shots, a stat padding. Last 5 seconds. It'll be 2 free throws from Michael Saba.
That's 5 fouls overall in 5 minutes for the Eagles. So Cougars expect them to attack the basket.
We talk about the shout out for Chris Gales. He's really been the only guy that has stood out somewhat offensively. The only Cougar in double digits with 11. Mentioned in the pregame how this team scores so evenly. But it's been Chris Gales Jr. who stood out.
When we're seeing that across the board, as that second free throw is good. 5, 5, 6, and 11.
Davian Brown up top. 15 minutes on the clock. Here's that zone that we talked about, Aaron. 10 on the shot clock. Sherman from the corner. Esparza now. Spin move. 3 seconds for Aranda. Hop step, loses his footing. Off the rim, no good. And a foul called going the other way. Sherman visibly upset. Eagles fans not happy about that one. 10-point lead for the Eagles. Inbounds coming in for the Cougars. Julian Franklin back into the game for Biola.
The Cougars as a team shoot 71% from the line.
Pushing it out underneath. Saba, who's been flawless so far the past few minutes. Huge mismatch. Gets it to go over the big man, Casey Capo. Impressive from the captain, Maui Z.
After an initial 11-2 run for the Eagles, Cougars bouncing back.
Thought about pulling up, dumps it down. Franklin back to Capo. Underneath, a lot of contact. He'll make his way to the line for 2.
This game's starting to get a little bit chippy. You can feel it in the air, Jake.
Absolutely. And Capo's really earning his points. Facing a lot of contact all game long. And I totally agree, a lot more contact that we've seen in the second half. Nonetheless, Casey Capo for 2. This will be their 8th and 9th free throw of the night. Gets that first one to go. Substitution for Azusa coming in. It's going to be Tobias Izian. Capo making headlines all year long, earning these Pac West awards. Pac West Player of the Week. Into the hands of Aranda. Whiffs the layup. And time called. Looks like we're gonna have a shot clock fix. And it inbounds again for Azusa. Aranda was right on that. It went right into his hands. Wide open for the layup, but just couldn't make it. I don't think he really realized how open he was. Working on this left side. Dashing through to the center, out to the corner. He keeps it going. Chris Gales Jr. on a hot streak. 14 points for him.
The power of the shout out, Jake.
The power of the shout out. It really is a magical thing. Davian Brown sizing him up. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? A Sports Center play from Davian Brown.
That man can hang with the best of them. Up and under. Got it to go.
So good from number 0. Cross court pass, wide open 3. Yes, sir. Charlie Keller up to 8 points after that 3.
Back-to-back threes for the Cougars. Brings them to within 6. Eagles
trying to get something. Talked about that 6-point lead being that cap, but they were able to get that within double digits. Trying to get back to where they were. Capo doubled up, down to Franklin. Off the mark. And they lose it. It's going to stay with Biola. Julian Franklin so intimidating down there. Causes the turnover.
Hunter Ruck checks in. It'll be interesting to see how he decides to work.
Chris Gales thought about checking out, but he decides to turn around and comes back into the game. Makes sense when you're leading the team in scoring. Davian Brown, way too much contact. Shot won't go, won't count. It's going to be on the new check-in. It's going to be on Cheno Havorian. That's a tongue twister. Off his knee, off Azusa, and it'll stay with the Eagles. Cheno Havorian, there we go.
Cheno Havorian. Cheno Havorian. He's already in and within a minute just showing all-out heart.
I thought he was going to do it again, but instead 2 free throws. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. Right after that, 2 free throws for Davian Brown. This is a back and forth game. Azusa keeping it close, down 6. Eagles looking good offensively. A lot of wide open looks on these passes. We talk about how focal their passing has been. This goes both ways though. Azusa's looked good. A lot of easy looks from underneath the hoop. Both teams making good adjustments throughout the half. It's all going to come down to these last few minutes, 11:56 specifically. Keeping it tight, Azusa is 6-point deficit. Eagles trying to increase this lead. It was a 10-point lead at one point. Went right back down to 6. A chance for the Eagles, though, to get a couple more with these Davian Brown free throws.
And they have had many an opportunity. APU not able to maintain the ball, at least on this possession. Davian Brown now the opportunity to get points. We talked about limiting turnovers, and the Eagles only have 5. And that is pretty good for what the Eagles consist of all season long, as Brown gets the first one to go.
Yeah, they've done a great job of taking care of the ball. And they're one of the best teams in the Pac West in limiting turnovers.
Average 11.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Brown knocks that one in. Full court press from Davian Brown. Up 8. He's up to 12. Sparza thought about it. Decides to pull back. A lot of contact. Contested 3, way off the mark. And it could have been a clear path. Julian Franklin saying the same thing, and they're going to talk about it.
And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to review for a potential upgrade, clear path foul.
Well, what happened?
Franklin's contest might actually have a point.
100%. It looked like he had a wide open path, and of course he was on the other side of the court, but we'll have our officiating crew take a look at it. Aaron, we got the best seat in the house. We get to see it all. You know, we've made some really big changes today for this game, as you guys have known if you've been watching throughout the year, and that's obviously a big deal with the Cornerstone Cup, but we've really stepped up our replays too with the amount of cameras we have now. We're going to be able to see what the officiating crew does. We've seen a lot of long waiting replay reviews, but now this time I don't know if it's going to be the case. Coach Dame Hovquist, 3rd, I believe, 4th in total wins in the NCAA, an absolute legendary coach. See what he draws up for them. We'll wait to see what the officiating crew says. What will happen is I think what happens, Aaron, if I'm not mistaken, they get 1 free throw, maybe 2 free throws, and they get the possession as well.
That would be true. 2 free throws and the ball. So the call on the floor is confirmed after review. They keep it a common foul. I do like that they take the time to check on it, make sure they get the right call, especially in a game like this.
That's great. The stakes are high in the Cornerstone Cup. Franklin. A lot of congestion up top. It's Hunter Ruck. Isolation ball. Dashing through Esparza. Off the mark. Rebound. Julian Franklin underneath, rejected. Hunter Ruck gets on the ground. And a mid-range jumper for Brown's good. This team is so scrappy, Aaron. They are just getting after everything.
After all that, the midi is true by Davian Brown.
It's the leader in scoring. Strong rebound, Hunter Ruck, the big man. Here comes Esparza. He is so quick. One of the fastest players in the Pac West. Dumps it down to Ruck. Skyhook with the right, no good. Out to Esparza, dashing through the baseline. Into the hands of Davian Brown. Off everything except the rim. As the Eagles had a chance to get the biggest lead of the night, instead staying up 10. It's really been these short, stunted runs for the Eagles. A 4-0 run, sometimes a 6-0 run. But Azusa's done a great job in responding, and a chance to do so here in this possession.
Well, APU hasn't scored in the last almost 2.5 minutes. And like you said, those are the runs that the Eagles can go on and could cost the Cougars.
Trying to get Chris Gales Jr. involved. It's going to be a 3 for Geller. No good. Tipped away from Caleb Taylor. It's going the other way.
That 3 was all the way from the Jesus Saves parking structure.
Caleb Taylor, who you've seen a lot of the past few years, a junior, 6'11 junior that is. Started, I believe, as a freshman. Could be wrong when I say that, but nonetheless, a lot of playing time for Caleb Taylor throughout his time as a Cougar. Brown kicks it out. Franklin, corner 3, no good. Rebound, Chris Harris. Slips away, and a turnover. Out to the corner. Caleb Taylor so strong. And a foul on Hunter Ruck on the ground.
And that will put APU in the bonus. That is what we feared. It'll be a 1-and-1. Eagles foul trouble. Garrison Sherman with 4. Eric Howland, who just checked back in, he's got 3.
Caleb Taylor struggling from the free throw line this season. Only 40% from the charity stripe, as that one is no good. Eric Howland, as you mentioned, just checking in. Playing so well this year, a breakout year for him. As Harris tries to float that one up, no good, wanted the foul. Isn't gonna get it. Out to Charlie Geller, into the corner. Good. Jordan Hansen, 5 points for him. Franklin wanted him underneath. 9 minutes left to go. Esparza contested, but it doesn't matter. Danny Buckets. Number 2 staying red hot. 10 points for him.
That's exactly what Daniel Esparza needed. He was 1 for 6 before that. That could get him started.
Loose ball. Howland, he can get up. He gets the finish. A jelly-type layup. 15-point lead, their biggest of the night.
I think for a second there, half of Chase Gymnasium feared for Geller's life.
Trying to respond, but they can't. Same team.
We know Eric Howland can throw it down with authority.
We've seen it
We
before.
almost got to see it there.
A conservative play from Eric Howland. Still a great finish from him. Taking a lot of contact. Jordan Hansen didn't like the call. As a handful of subs checking in. Casey Capo, Facundo Aranda back in. Michael Seba and Trevin Martin into the game.
If you want to send in a shout out, you can do so. eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We've gotten a couple shout outs so far.
It's always makes our day when we hear you guys' shout outs. Let us know where you're rooting from. Capo underneath, just lost it. Going the other way. Capo saying he got hit, but looks like it's going to go towards Azusa, and we'll have a timeout. Eagles up 12, trying to keep this thing rolling.
There's the three-pointer from Daniel Esparza. That's brought to you in part by West Coast Sand and Gravel. They're the proud sponsor of Biola Athletics. West Coast Sand and Gravel is a wonderful and natural partnership since the company shares the same vision and faith-based values as Biola University. The company has been in business since 1968 and serves California and Phoenix with their import and export environmental waste hauling, sports field products, and other construction needs. Thank you, West Coast Sand and Gravel, for your support of Biola Athletics.
It's been the Biola show so far in the second half, up 12. And we'll have Azusa underneath with the inbound. Full court press. Seems to be the theme of today. It was the women's game where the press was working so well for Azusa. Biola also here in the men's game, putting on a lot of pressure. Jab step on Esparza, almost ripped away. Instead, it's going to be Azusa basketball. The extra pass, the contested three, the make. Jordan Hansen staying hot. His second three of the half.
He really makes it look easy, doesn't he, Jake?
Got great fluid motion, up to 8 points. Cutting into this lead, single-digit lead now for the Eagles. Franklin up top, he can shoot those. Sparza's been an offensive powerhouse, trying to keep it going, ripped away. Azusa basketball.
Next foul for the Eagles puts them in the bonus. So both teams would be shooting 1 and 1.
Able to blow through Capo. Great help defense from Aranda. Cross court. A lot of contact. Whistle called, Biola ball. And the presence inside from the Eagles, especially from Casey Capo, has just been so good all game long. We talk about Azusa in the pregame. They get a lot of their points inside. Today, not so much. And you mentioned them being in the bonus with that foul. Casey Capo will make his way to the line to shoot 2. Excuse me, 1 and 1 for being in the single bonus. Free throws have been really good for the Eagles. They've stood out amongst other teams in the Pac West. In fact, they are the best team in the Pac West in total free throw percentage with 78 as a team. As I announcers jinx that miss from Casey Capo.
Unreal, Jake.
My bad. I've done that many, many times. Flashing up top. Three-pointer, good. Azusa not giving up. Howland trying to fire right back. And another push. Another 1 and 1 for Eric Howland this time.
Didn't see that foul call, but that'll put Howland to the line for a 1 and 1.
Esparza will check in for Facundo Aranda. Free throws, like I had mentioned in the last half, we didn't see many at all. This half, it's going to be a lot different. Both teams in the bonus with a lot of clock left. Allen knocks that one in.
And oftentimes it's moments like this that start to matter more.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that free throws are a make or break for winning a game. If you can knock them in, if you can get to the line and knock them in, that is, it's a good chance you can win no matter what team you are. 6 minutes left to go. Not much Davian Brown can do in that situation. The bonus will continue to be in effect. Another 1 and 1. This one for Chris Gales Jr. Rocking those elites that we used to rock back in the day. Remember buying those socks back in the day?
Oh man, that was all I wanted as a kid.
I used to have like 20 pairs of them of all sorts of different colors. Some of them were so ugly. Clanks that one.
What would you say was your favorite colorway?
Neon yellow. I would wear that throughout my middle school journey. A lot of trouble. Howland, foul called on Chris Gales Jr. We talk about how athletic Eric Howland is. The ability to get up that high, to save his own near turnover, and now earn his way to the line. Would not have guessed that on that possession. Howland a chance to increase the lead, and he does. Leads back up to 9.
Eric Howland, I believe, is another one of those guys who has D1 talent.
Absolutely, and the Eagles in general really have been able to close out games so well. A lot of close games we've seen, a lot of dominant performance from the Eagles, but when it comes close, the Eagles have done very well this year in closing games out. And against great teams too, like Chaminade, Hawaii Hilo, amongst others. Corner three, front iron. Franklin pushing it up. Driving through. Davian Brown, the second chance effort. Wasting no time as the Cougars, as Capo gets the board. Risky pass, Davian Brown, floater with the right, got it. This run has been red hot for the Eagles. Up 14, 65-51, 5 minutes left to go. We'll be right back. Eagles making a strong run so far this half, led by the man himself, Daniel Esparza, who's been red hot offensively. Double-digit scoring for him. In fact, 4 Eagles in double-digit scoring. In fact, Esparza had a great first half. Need him to start taking some more shots here in this one.
Keep an eye on Garrison Sherman. He's in with 4 fouls.
Pass out to the corner. Stop and pop. And a drop for Chris Gales Jr.
Just a beautiful shot from Gales Jr. He's been pretty much unguardable.
Howland in the air forever. Capo demanding a review. But they're saying no chance. It's going to be a Azusa ball. Driving through on Capo, scoop and score.
Interesting on that last one, Capo intentionally let that one go out of bounds because he didn't touch it apparently.
It should have been reviewed, but they're not going to do it.
And props to the Cougars for taking advantage of it.
Blocking foul on Trevin Martin.
And I think if Trevin Martin's not careful, he will receive a tech.
It's going to be a quick media timeout. Aaron, we're going to stay here. It's been a back and forth battle. We've had a sizable lead for the Eagles. A big thing that stands out, Aaron, is the rebounding. They've had 11 more rebounds, the Eagles that is, compared to Azusa. You know, with 4 minutes left to go, down 10, what adjustments do you think they need to make?
The Cougars or the Eagles?
The Cougars.
The Cougars. I mean, they're doing everything they can. Gales Jr. is keeping them in it alone. And Saba, he's actually been a three-point weapon more than we maybe expected him to be. And so I expect more three-pointers from him, more pick and pops. Eagles got to keep the pressure on the offensive three-point line against the Cougars, and so we'll see what they can do.
And that's the thing, Aaron. Their perimeter defense, the Eagles, has been flawless. They've been able to stop the ball so many times, and the field goal percentage for Azusa is 42%, so pretty average. But it seems like these last 4 minutes are going to be pivotal for the Cougars. They're going to need to show out here if they're going to want to get this victory.
Interestingly enough, Jake, we talked about the three-point shooting for the Cougars. Well, they're actually 9 for 25 from the floor, while the Eagles have only shot 24 threes. So one more three from the Cougars than the Eagles, which was not the story of the first half.
No, it's funny how that's changed. A lot more three-pointers from Azusa. They're sticking to what has worked for them. Yet the lead is larger for Biola, so it just doesn't seem to add up in my eyes. A big thing, though, is free throws. Eagles double the amount of free throws as Azusa. In fact, here's 2 more for Davian Brown. It's been incredible from the charity stripe this season. Knocks that one in.
Trevin Martin, he's up to 4 fouls for the Cougars, so we'll see if he checks in at any point.
Stay solid. 2 for 2. 20 points for Davian Brown. Oh, got him stumbling. No damage, though, for the Eagles. Out to the corner. Martin. Spin move. Nowhere to go. It's back to Martin in the corner. Got it. Trevin Martin. Second bucket. Had the dunk, now the three.
His first three of the game.
Comes a trap up top. Sparsa's so good at getting out of it. The lob. Howland picks it up. Can't get it. That one. A foul. Had that lob been dunked, I think I would have put the headset down and walked away. That would have been insane.
That would have sent this place into a frenzy.
Just shows you, though, the trust between Esparza and Howland. They play and they complement each other so well. They've done it all year long. As that one squeezes its way in. 15 points for Eric Howland. Done a great job of finding those high-quality looks. Knocks that one in, too. Azusa, they need to make something happen quick. 3 minutes left to go. Driving through with the left, dumps it down. Spinning, finishing. Full court press stays. We're gonna likely see this high trap coming in. There it is, out to the corner. Don't want to stay there for long, a foul. And more free throws for Eric Howland. Number 21, Jordan Hansen, called for the foul. It's gonna be Hansen's third and 10th team foul, which means 2 free throws. Howland up to 16 tonight. A lot of those points coming off free throws. Can't get that one. 7 for 9 now. Eagles trying to get back to this double-digit lead. Mentioned that 6-point lead for the Eagles was what it was at. Now it seems to be around that 10-point mark. Gets that one, up 10. .240 left to go. Crowds on their feet. Pass to the corner, lost it.
We got another shout out, Drew Kujicic. I happened to see the game was on YouTube, so turned it on. Biola alumni graduated business administration in May 2021. As Capel will go to the free throw line. Drew says, glad to see this game brought back so many fun memories from Biola. Loved attending all the basketball games, especially against APU. Yes, shout out from Bay Area, Livermore, California. Miss Biola, hope to visit again soon and go back to the CAF. I love the CAF. Drew, that might be a hot take around here.
That is a sizzling hot take.
I will say, in my 4 years here as a senior, the CAF is probably at the all-time high. My senior year.
I haven't been there for years for good reason. Capo gets that one. Likes the CAF, come on. That's what you're shouting out. It's a crazy hot take.
Drew, we're just happy that you're watching. Shout out Biola.
12-point lead for Biola. Step back three, James Harden style, splashes it home. Smiling at that one.
Keep an eye on Geller. He is at 4 fouls, so I would not be surprised if they attack him interior.
Brown all alone, rejected at the rim. A lot of contact. 2 more free throws for Davian Brown.
And that's his 5th.
Like you just said, Aaron, 5th foul for Trevin Martin. Looks like all of Azusa is coming back on their side of the court. They're gonna have a quick meeting. And we'll have a quick break. I think, looks like they're just talking it over. Actually, we're gonna stay here. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where you just all bunch up together and talk for 10 seconds.
It's like a free timeout.
Seriously, I've never seen that before. feel like I say that, though, every broadcast. I see something new. As it stands, 9-point lead for the Eagles. 2 minutes left to go. Pair of free throws here for Davian Brown. Chance to hang on to that Cornerstone Cup. Davian Brown, red hot today. 20 points for him. Not uncommon. What am I doing, Aaron, with these broadcaster jinx? This is getting ridiculous.
Let him shoot the free throws.
You're right. You know what? I'm going to let him shoot it right now. There you go.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt. Davian Brown.
Now he's Z. Driving through. Kicks it out to the corner. The MVP for this offense. Off the mark. Sticks with the Cougars. Chris Gales Jr. 16 points for him. He needs to step up with under 2 minutes left to go. Up top, catch and shoot three. Good rebound from Esparza. A lot of trapping up top. Eagles have done a great job of getting by it. Driving through, dumps it down, extra pass. One more to Howland, off the mark. Great pass to the leader. They needed it, they couldn't get it. Rebounding has been so good for Biola. Ton of contact.
It looks like it's an offensive foul against Daniel Esparza.
Yeah, a lot of mystery when it comes to that play. Nonetheless, I think it's a foul, so 2 free throws for Azusa.
I will be curious. It looks like they're prepping for an inbounds pass, which baffles me a little bit. Maybe there was no foul and it was simply just a turnover. Took the contact, thought it was a foul. The ball rolled right by us.
Let's take a look at that one again, because just a lot of contact. A huge bump on Esparza. But I think if they're just going to say it was out of bounds on Esparza, Chris Gales Jr. responsible for it. We'll have a quick timeout. 10-point lead, 1 minute left to go. We'll be right back. So a scrappy battle. This one has been a lot of contact throughout the game. This play summing it up. Looks like after a quick review, I think they're going to keep it with Azusa.
I will say it did look like legal guarding position from Gales Jr. compared to what we've seen so far and what we've seen called as foul. So an inbounds pass incoming for the Cougars. 1:03 left, down by 10.
Start to think with a minute left, do you want to get these shots up quick? What are you looking for? Guess we'll find out. Z, a lot of trouble. Inside, rejected from Casey Capo. Up top though. Whoa, oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. The magician somehow gets it to go and a chance for three.
What a bucket by Z.
The acrobat.
We got another shout out, Erica Reggio. Shout out to Eric Howland watching from Carlsbad, San Diego. Love from Debbie, Ron, Bryson, Tyndale, and Aunt Erica.
No good on that free throw. Rebound Eagles. A lot of contact, doesn't matter. Try to waste as much clock as possible. Evading the trap, Esparza making his way in. Down low to Howland. Should have been a goaltend, no call. And a foul called, one more for Azusa, oh my. Chris Gales Jr. taking the contact, shaken up after that. A chance for three. Wow, what a sequence of events in favor of Azusa. You had what should have been the goaltend, not called. And then the and one for Chris Gales Jr. Seems to be all right. Chance for 19 points if he makes it.
But again, props to the Cougars, never giving up on the play, playing until there's a whistle. And Gales Jr. with the and one opportunity.
And with that, Aaron, it's a two-possession game, down 6. A pretty big free throw. Gets it. Ice in his veins as Michael Saba checks in for Jordan Hansen. And a timeout called. Coach Holmquist wants to discuss what to do next. 24.2 left on the clock. A close one here in Chase Gymnasium. This game just got a whole lot more interesting. A couple of buckets for Azusa and a chance for one more. It's 68-73. Eagles up, 24 seconds left to go. As we'll see what Coach Holmquist draws up. I forgot, this Eagles basketball, 20 seconds left. The full court press, a lot of contact, foul called. That's his 5th. That's gonna end the night for Trevin Martin. So this is what we talked about earlier, Aaron, these free throws being so important. Every single bucket counts. And now it's Esparza's chance to shine. Had a quiet last really half, I guess. It was a good start for him, but still at that 10-point mark. Yeah, Casey Capel with 21, Davian Brown with 21, Howland with 17.
Although Esparza only at 10 points, he has 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Got a clock malfunction.
That just threw me off because Esparza has his routine. He kind of didn't take any dribbles, he just shot it. Esparza good from inside the arc. A sneaky 7 boards for Daniel Esparza, playing really well today and trying to get some more action from beyond the arc.
He's the team leader, at least today, in assists and steals. So while he hasn't put up quite the scoring numbers we're used to seeing.
Looks like we're still going to try to figure out what the clock should be at. No matter what, the shot clock is turned off.
I believe it. I thought it might have been at 19.3, but my eyes deceive me.
It's always a guessing game, isn't it, over here? Esparza, it's 18.1, knocks it in. Trying to get a quick bucket. Gales Jr. up and under, rejected. Have mercy, Casey Capo. He is so good from underneath the hoop.
We talked about his patience, and there it was.
Wow, so poised and just such a good inside presence. One of the best in the business. He's going to stay with the Azusa. Talk about Capo just having so much experience underneath the hoop. They need a quick catch and shoot. Rejected again by guess who? The throw up. Capo will take this game home. This crowd is erupting as the Cornerstone Cup will stay in La Mirada. Not only the hammer, Aaron, but the dagger.
Casey Capo.
Quick three from Azusa won't matter. Another win for Biola. There's nothing like it, Aaron. The best game in the Pac-West. I say it and I'll say it again. Casey Capo, not only having the dagger last year with the buzzer beater, doing it again here with that dunk. 76-68 final score here in Chase Gymnasium. Aaron, we got a lot to talk about, and we're going to have an interview too right in a few minutes. It was a slow start, Aaron. Not a lot of scoring in that first half. They started to turn it up in the second half. A lot of adjustments being made. What was something that stood out to you, especially in that second half?
The defense of the Eagles was ramped up in that second half. They weren't letting APU get a lot of shots up, but APU was taking advantage of every opportunity. And for the Eagles, they took advantage of every opportunity they got. A lot of points from the free throw line, like we said. So we're about to hear from Casey Capo.
Casey, you sealed the deal with that dunk. Kind of reminds me of last year with that dagger against Azusa. You did it again here today. Talk to me about what you guys did in the second half. You guys started off slow, finished strong here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a testament to the veteran team we have. We knew it was going to be a big crowd, but we just had to stay poised. So down the stretch, we ran our sets, played good defense, and, I mean, just credit to a veteran team.
Yeah, 7 from 8 from the field for you tonight. Pretty much flawless. Your whole team played super well. It was really your defense, though, underneath the rim was so good. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, coach has been honing in all week on getting in our help side defense and really digging down. They set a lot of ball screens, got a lot of shooters. I know last year they hit like 10 threes in the second half against us, so we really tried to just take away the three, and we did a good job of that in the second half.
A great job. You guys crushed it out here. Defensively looked great. Go celebrate with the team. You deserve it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Got you. So another big win for the Eagles. 68-76, the Cornerstone Cup stays in La Mirada. Thank you guys for joining Eagles broadcast. Jake Macias, Aaron Rollins signing off. So long and farewell. We'll see you later.